So this is what's left of Bonny Street Police Station and courts. You can see there's absolutely nothing left. It's just a huge mounds of rubble on this one. And welcome back to a brand new video. So we're just in Bispham this morning, or the North Shore, shall I say, just near Bispham, and we're going to have a bit of a look around because it is another very choppy day here in Blackpool. So we're going to start it off just near the go-kart track. We'll head over along the promenade, but you can see the storm is starting to whip up this morning, so come and join me on this one. So just near the go-kart track, and you can see the sea looks a little mean today. It's not a huge tide, but the high tide is in around about an hour's time this morning. But you can just see like the blue greyish sky just above, and directly in front is the go-kart track, formerly a boating lake. And you look back on some of the pictures you see, and wow, this place used to be absolutely packed out when it was a boating lake. How things have changed. So there's no risk of this being submerged today. The tide isn't that high, but nevertheless, you know, it can do some damage, but like I said, it's not that high today. So this is a spot where it really does whip up the tide and the waves, and sometimes it comes right crashing right over you, but you're ever so careful. But you can see, so like I said, the high tide is in around an hour's time, but at the moment it's not too bad. So I just made my way down towards the North Pier. I'm going to have a bit of a look. How black it looks just behind the tower. It looks a bit black, that one. So possibly, you know, a chance of a bit of rain maybe later on. Yeah, the high tide is rolling in. So this is the North Pier. See all the seagulls there. Look at that, all the baby ones they are. So like I said, about another sort of 30 minutes before the high tide actually does come in. So it's a little choppy out there today. So I'd imagine the North Pier will possibly be closed once again. And we just got to the comedy carpet, and just look how quiet Blackpool is. You know, I've never known it this quiet. I know it's early on a Monday, but the holidays have started. You know, where is everybody? Absolutely crazy. There's not really a soul around apart from a couple of workmen right in the distance. It's just there's no one. Look at that. Just whip the camera around and just see. Apart from the cars going to and from work, possibly, there's literally nobody around this morning. So we just got down to the lower decks, have a bit of a walk along, and the rain has just started to come down now. It looks awfully grey and murky along the promenade this morning. You just see, just near Sea Life straight ahead, looking very grey, very thick clouds. So like I say, it's a little choppy, this sea. It's not a huge high tide though, which is going to imagine if the high tide with these winds, it could be a little bit more severe, but it's a pretty calm one. So just a bit of a shot of the tower. You can just see behind it, okay, it's just surrounded in those very grey and dark clouds this morning. So just moving our way forward a little towards the central pier, and I'd imagine the microphone takes so much of the wind out, but when you walk along it's just whirling and whistling, and you get like burnt just with the sand where it's whipping up off the beach. It's really quite painful, to be fair. You don't realise, and like I say, it's nothing compared to what we have had, but it's certainly whipping up along this way. Just look how quiet the promenade is. Absolutely extraordinary for the summer holidays. But the weekend is going to be absolutely rammed with the punk festival as well as the air show. So this is just looking straight ahead at the Pyramid Plaza, and you can see the sand. Look at that, where it's been whipping up, and this is what hits you right in the face. You get it in your mouth, you get it all sorts. But like I say, this is you can see it on the camera. Look at that. There's not a soul on Central Pier, but you can just see the big wheel with these winds. It's going around by itself. Look at that, you can get a free ride. Look at the electric. It'll possibly save, maybe. Look at that. That is whipping around by itself. So it just shows, how strong, these gusts of wind really are. So we're going to make our way to Bonnie Street. We're going to have a look how the demolition is getting. I'd imagine it's probably all cleared by now. There's probably just a large pile of rubble what's left, and there always seems to be messing about, digging around this area every couple of months. It's a bit of an odd one, constantly digging up here. So you got the old like a little crane on the back of that one. I'm not too sure what they're doing with this one. This is Chapel, so you just land on Chapel, and so you can see the netting. Look at that, all the netting has been ripped and come away where they've put it up, for the demolition, and that one's all come away. So we're gonna see if we can just have a quick sneak peek what's going on here. So this is what's left of Bonnie Street Police Station and courts. You can see there's absolutely nothing left. It's just a huge mounds of rubble on this one. Wow, what a huge piece of land this is going to be. So we'll just make our way down back towards the North Pier again. There's not much really to be going on. Everything is really, really quiet this morning, and you can see all the huge mounds of sand which gathers when it's stormy conditions like this. And this one, all the sand gets all on, into the hotels, more southbound. I think we've filmed quite a few where there's huge stacks of sand, and this is what causes it. You get the high winds and it blows it all right across the road. And to be fair, the council, they do scoop it all up and replenish it onto the beach. And I'm actually speaking to the guys, quite interesting, because they say rather than just scooping it up and then throwing it on, they do take all like the cigarette butts out and the drink bottles and all the rubbish what comes along with it. So they do like filter it out and then put it back on. But you can just see, actually, it's a bit of a sandstorm this morning. Making our way more back towards the north side of Blackpool. You can see looks like there's some work going on with the council. Got a little mini digger, so not too sure if this is all to do with the air show the weekend. I imagine there'll be an awful lot of preparation of what goes in that, because it certainly drags tens of thousands of people, especially when it coincides with the punk festival. And normally, either one without the other It is absolutely round, but both together, wow, I think people are going to be fighting for a hotel. Incredible. So you can see a bit of work going on, but how dark does it look behind the tower? So that is the end of today's video. So I hope you did enjoy it. Like I said, not much really to bring you. It is a little rough, the sea out there, and the high tide is around this time now. And like I said, it's only, I think, 6.5, so it's quite a low tide, but a little choppy sea. So until next time, look after yourselves, take care, and it is a bye from me. Bye bye.